Hey, what's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of Persona 5 The Phantom X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about the live stream as well a couple other patch history information. So if you guys are interested on this, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section, and as always, show some love on the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really does assist me a lot here and helps out the channel when it does come down to the algorithm. So let's get straight into it here and talk about it. So for a lot of you guys who do not know, the live stream was put on up recently here, and this was this one on the screen. You should see my Arc browser pop on up here. It should be this one right here. Now, the live stream itself only shows Kasumi as well as Turbo, which is kind of interesting because that means they ended up moving back Akechi, which I per se don't hate, but I also don't like. To some extent, it actually has its pros and cons, and I'm going to dive a little bit more into that as well. And we're going to take a look at the patch history, but it does have a couple cons with it as well. So first things first, I got to say about this, some of the pros. Cool part about this is, hey, we already know confirmed is going to be Kasumi and Turbo. That's awesome. Good part about Turbo being here is the jail is now going to be lifted on her, because Turbo herself is a standard unit. So the fact that she is actually here means that she's going to come out even earlier than how she originally was going to come out, because originally she was going to come out after Kasumi and Akechi, but instead they put her in between, which is perfectly fine because for what Turbo ended up bringing, it was mainly more events. It wasn't anything like story based or anything like that, so I guess it's a good place to put her. The downside about this is they moved the patches around once again. Now I think this is the last time the patches are probably going to be moved around here, mainly because of course it wouldn't make sense to do it anymore for P3. That's where everything was kind of organized perfectly. We have not had any standards, so it wouldn't make sense to move anything around here. But if we take a look at the patch history, which thank you by the way to Sage for going ahead and doing this as well. If we check the incoming ones, we should have had 3.4, then we would have had Crow, and then Turbo, right? And if we look at Turbo right here, we know obviously this was going to be like a lovely little rebate event that's coming with this, and which, as it says here, if you do 2 multis and you end up pulling her, you will obviously get those 2 multis back, which is always worth it. So if you can pull her within those 2 copies, you get 2 multis back, which can honestly make it very worth it for anyone who is looking for this character. And I think it's just, if anything, you don't even have to pull her 2 multis. I think you just have to pull her and you get 2 multis back. And the same goes with the weapon. You pull the weapon, you get 2 multis back. And as we can see here, we have a few other things. We have like her Thieves Secrets, which obviously is going to be great to farming. And then we have the Thorns, Trial of Thorns here. Now, cool part about this is great. We get absolutely way more things that we can mess with here. Way more joy medals for most likely Trial of Thorns, meaning we can get more of these weapons that are coming out. This is going to be great to actually have. The downside is, obviously, what's called Crow is pushed back a little bit, which does make a little people sad. Now, the reason why I don't find it too bad here is because I do know, yes, there are obviously going to be people pulling for Crow, and this is no shade on those people, but a lot of people in the community aren't actually pulling for him. So when the devs are looking at this, I guess it made more sense money-wise to put Turbo in between Violet and them, which is great to some extent because now, I mean, like, you can go ahead and get Turbo pretty early and then save during Crow's update if you want to, which can make it a little bit easier when we're pulling for Ange, right? I do think that's a good thing, but seeing that they're moving patches around, it can be pretty scary because if we look up at least afterwards here, we have Ange, Kotoyuki, Yukari, Akihiko, in which, if you ask me, they're not going to move anyone around from this, right? But seeing they moved around things before, it also wouldn't be out of the spectrum to maybe like move Barry up before Akihiko, right? Or something like that. So it does, of course, come with its doubts. I highly doubt they're going to do anything like that, but I at least wanted to talk about it a little bit before, you know, people be like, why aren't you talking about this? This could be bad and such like that. So, you know, had to get my 2 cents out there. Now, the one thing that I feel like a lot of people are letting down is Turbo's worth here, right? So I'll have a separate video going over like Kasumi as well as Turbo themselves. But the one thing I do have to say is Turbo is insanely worth it. For a lot of people who are thinking, I'm just going to skip it, I'm just going to wait, we have to remember, This is a standard character, or eventually will be a standard character, meaning the 6-month jail is still going to be there. Sure, we get her a little bit earlier, meaning she'll come out of the 6-month jail even earlier, but there is a problem that right now, if we're going under the assumption that the 6-month jail is still there, she will take some time. And for a buffer like her who helps out in Pierce, and Pierce is like very, very needed on many of the characters in the future, you don't want to miss this character. She's exceptionally worth it. If you want to ask me, even as a free to play, you should be going for A0 or R0. The way that she works the best is A1 R0, but you really want to just get one copy of her, one copy of the weapon, not only to take advantage of the rebate that they give you back the tickets for and millicoins for, but also to just have a really good character in your back pocket. Character herself is based on speed, and she's like one of the few characters that is based on speed, so building her is exceptionally easy, and she comes with extra turns, so giving you all these buffs are going to be insanely worth it, especially if you end up having her, and it will be really great to get this character on up. If you're a person who's feeling a little ballsy and you get the A1, awesome, but still make sure you get that weapon, because the weapon will help you hit that speed cap exceptionally easy while giving you some very good buffs alongside. And for all the people who are like, I don't really want to pull for Turbo just yet, mainly because they don't know what she does here, if you look down below, every last DPS pretty much can use these, especially the big dogs, whether it's an AoE character like Joker or Noir, or some single target characters like Mikoto and Bowie Prism. All these units are going to use her in one way or another, and she is going to be a substitute. So if you're thinking about skipping, I highly do advise you guys to think against it. It is very much so worth getting these characters. They do make a huge difference. So I feel like a lot of you guys should, of course, think about that. Now, I do know some of you guys have your pool planners. So seeing that they've moved this now around, you may want to go ahead and adjust your pool planners around here, because of course, we do know that we have a lot of things coming up very, very soon. So on the off chance, that we have some different things happening, you guys do want to make sure that you're having at least some time to play with, right? You want to make sure you have the gems in order to get these characters, especially seeing that they ended up moving some around. Originally, you could have just been able to skip a couple, but now that at least Turbo is going to be here, we're going to have some things to actually adjust to a little bit earlier. Nothing too crazy, but nothing too bad. I mean, nothing too good either. So we'll just have to see how that does work. But let me know how you guys feel down below in the comment section about this. I personally do think having Kasumi and Turbo next to each other honestly isn't all too bad. It's pretty good because it does allow a lot of us to just get Turbo and just dip on out, or get Sumi and Turbo and just dip on out. But I do understand that a lot of people could see this as a problem, mainly because now that Turbo is closer to Sumi, you might have to invest a little bit less into your Kasumi, especially if you already was going for Turbo. And or you might have to just say, all right, where's my Akechi? Because now he got pushed back a little bit. So some people are probably going to be a little angry about that. But let me know if you're angry about it. Let me know if you're happy about it. And we'll talk some more in the long run. But for now, stay safe, stay sharp, stay determined, and peace on out.